Hey, what is up, everybody? Okay, so today is a game called Dig Dog, which I think is ultimately sort of a play on Dig Dug once you see the game mechanics, but definitely far more complex. So I'm just going to read the description of the game real quick. Dig Dog is an action roguelike platformer. Dig to discover treasure, adventure, and bones. Jump, dash, stomp, and dig your way through a strange world inhabited by strange creatures. So it's pretty straightforward at Doggos or GTFO. I'm sorry. All right, I'll just jump in. So basically, it's structured like a roguelike. You're expected to fail multiple times. You kind of go through each iteration and slowly make progress. I checked it out a little bit, so if you notice, these are all those little bones are levels, and I think this is this is the first level. Oh, wow, okay, so it doesn't take you back to the overworld. So we have a little bark mechanic, and we basically dig left to right, and I don't believe we dig up. No, but we can jump up and just break stuff. And we can kind of like burst dig through things. And the way you fight things, so if you notice this guy has a yellow eyeball, it means he has a coin. So you use coins to purchase stuff. And we'll get into all that stuff later too. But yeah, that's basically the core idea of the game. So you survive, don't get hit, you have the number of hearts up there. You have coins, and you gotta reach the bone, and then you hit the end of the level. Pretty straightforward. Yeah. And not everything drops something. Occasionally enemies will drop hearts. I can't remember if there's any kind of indication if they will. It might just be random chance. Yeah. Also, it's important to note that this game was sent to me back in the GDPG days, and obviously since I didn't have a chance to get to it before we canceled GDPG, I definitely thought it was worth at least spending a little Wednesday stream to kind of show it off and play it for a couple of hours. What's up, Henry? Okay, I can get behind this. Yeah, man, it's, you know, and I like the simplicity of it. It definitely gets a lot more difficult. So it's like, yeah, level 1, you look at it and you're like, yeah, this is pretty easy peasy. I don't see what the big deal is. And really, the core of what makes the design work, I think, is how the enemies are interesting, and how they sort of work in conjunction with the actual mechanics. So this guy, for example, you can't jump on him, but you can hit him from the side with the little dash maneuver. Okay, so I can buy a big jump, or I can buy reflect, and I can afford neither of those because I have not been min-maxing, or really not just making sure I get all of the coins in a level. But kill this guy. Shoot, I might not be able to get back up. Oh, that was bad. Getting life back in this game is definitely not an easy feat either. Okay, yeah. So you can be kind of clever about how you climb back up spaces. Whoop. Well, everything's horrible. Wait, maybe. Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna buy the big jump. You can also tag this guy. I think if you kill him, you can just take whatever you want. Chris Bandicoot logic on spiky enemies. Yeah, basically. I mean, like old school platformer logic, really. Just, you know, you can jump on some guys, you can't jump on other guys, because they have spikes. That's basically it. It's been a while since I played Crash, though. I guess there was a like, side attack in that game. It wasn't there. Obviously, there are also these little, like, spiral traps. You can't hit them, because then they hurt you. It's pretty easy to avoid them, but they're kind of interesting. They get more interesting as enemies sort of force you down to narrow constraints. Okay, so now I think this is level 2. They kind of indicate this based on color changes in the environment. Crash Bandicoot logic. Okay. I believe you. Oh yeah, I do have a bigger jump. Nice. Ah. And that's how they get you. Really, it's if you just make silly mistakes, that's how you lose. On the plus side, it's that kind of design that's like, I goofed up. Like, it never really feels like it's the game's fault, which says a lot considering that it's a randomly generated, you know, level structure. I don't think you have a coin. Oh, you do. Well, oh well. Whoop, whoop. There we go. So I do kind of like that, at least as far as enemy design goes, is the bats, you can't tell whether or not they have a coin until they're actually flying at you. Which, it's sort of one of those, like, you know, choose your own difficulty kind of things. Do you choose to try to combat them and just harvest as many coins as possible, or do you play it safe and just avoid them? Because you don't know until it's high time. Getting used to the sideways maneuvers, though, is I think where, like, you get the bulk of the actual player skill in this game. But for the most part, it's very much like, I think, intellect-based, if that makes any sense. So it's like, if you're smart about how you navigate spaces, the game gets a lot easier. Okay, so I could get full HP, which I don't need, or I could get wide spark, which I have no idea what that is. Oof. Like that he wags his little tail. I don't know what that does. I approve of deaths that make you feel like you earned. Yeah, absolutely. I feel like that's a super important distinction that... I mean, I think most games really do strive to do that. It's only really dickish games that fail at facilitating that feeling. Like, if a game the game is intentionally trying to be a jerk to you, it's probably not a bad, or not a good game. That's not 100% true, but yeah, this is where they start trying to like tease you. Be like, oh, you want this, but you know, if you're not careful, you'll just fall to your death. Boof. I don't actually know if the bark does anything. Boof, 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 boof. I guess it's possible that that ability I got, or that power I purchased, it relates to... I don't think it relates to those spikes. I thought maybe if I triggered it, it would spread out wider and maybe hurt more enemies. Because I think those can hurt enemies too. But no, that just ended up hurting me. Good job, Chris. I wouldn't be surprised if enemies that have hearts actually have a red eye or a pink eye and I just can't see it. Okay, so level 2, we have these guys that can just kind of fly through walls, which is a real pain in the butt. Alright, White Spark, which I already have, and Power Dash. So I guess that means that power-ups just get more expensive the further you go, which sort of incentivizes you to always start from level 1. Because you don't have to. You could just warp straight to a later level, which I'll probably start using at some point, just to see if I can make it to the end of the game. But that's interesting. It's a tough compromise, because that means you're sort of entering into the new levels in a weaker state than you would be if you just started the game from scratch. Oh, hey look, he does have a red eye. Yes! Storekeeper has a teal robin egg blue. Interesting. I don't know if I noticed that, but I'm not blue colorblind, so I should be able to see that. What's up? Thank you for finally hopping into one of my streams. Peep my staff badge. Dude, that is pretty beefy. I can't hover over it because the screen is maximized, but it is pretty sweet. What does it say if you hover over it? Does it just say that you're staff and that you're cool? What we played today? We are playing a game called Dig Dog, which is sort of like a modern indie spin-off of Dig Dug, which, to be totally honest, I haven't played a ton of Dig Dug, probably because it's hard as hell, but, you know. Magnet or Power Dash, I feel like both are useless. Yeah, I guess I can kind of see the blue in that. It's really, really pale blue, though. Watch, I'm gonna regret not getting that magnet, because sometimes things just kind of fall down into the abyss. The coolness is just implied. How are you? How's Jen? How's life? Oh boy, it's a lot of questions all in one. How am I? I'm doing okay. Had better days, but have had worse days. Yeah, the normal shindig, I guess. I just went out and fixed my car today, so that was fun. But yeah, I don't know. Work is work. They have me on multiple projects now, so I'm managing 2 milestones at the same time. That's fun. Just answer good and be frustrating. I don't know if I've gotten to level 3 yet. I'm not sure how these guys work. And I'm a little afraid to find out the hard way. Ah, okay, so they have bullets. Ah! I knew and everything, and yet I still just walked right into his shoot path. Boop. Jen's doing good. I mean, she's a little sad because she just found out that she was rejected from all of the grad school. Oh! Apparently there can be coins just willy-nilly floating around in the dirt. But yeah, she just found out she got rejected from grad school, so that kind of sucks. But it does mean that I get to stay in Chicago for another year, which is super nice. Yeah. That's okay. We'll make this year a super year of just getting all sorts of shit done. Yeah. You guys are moving? Well, we were going to move if she got in, which means we might move next year. But, oh no, I've made poor choices. No coins in dirt. You killed an enemy you didn't notice. Oh, good eyes, Henry. All right, 3-2. Here, let's see. I wonder if it shows me how many other levels there are. So this is World 3, which I can't go in because I haven't beaten. Okay, but that's like a progress meter. So you can only go to worlds that you've beaten. So I guess that's their compromise of saying like, hey, you may not have, you know, all the upgrades you would have had if you started at level 1, but you at least have to go through an easier level in order to like pick up some of that slack. So I guess there's 4 levels? That's my guess. It probably said in the press kit, and I just didn't read all of it. Henry from Flashpoint? No. Henry is a super fan that came over from GDPG. He's super cool. He's a farm boy. He talks about it all the time. Oop, I almost made poor choices. How are you, though? Am I allowed to refer to you by your actual name, or should I stick to your Twitch name? I don't want to get in trouble. Cool. Yeah, but how are you, Darlene? Well, I just, you know, don't want to, like... I've already made it a habit of, like, calling out anyone I already know by their real name. And no one's been mad, but I'm anticipating someone eventually getting mad at me. That's good, though. Yeah, is this still week 1? Henry from, nothing you ever heard of, but screw you, Chris, farm boy, dead boy. Hey, there's nothing wrong with being a farm boy. I like your story about being swarmed by dogs. Ah, I made poor choices. They really don't like giving you health in this game either. Which I guess is maybe the whole point, but come on. Come on. The bat in there, but yeah, that ain't nothing. Okay, so I have 5. I can get angle dash, or power dash, angle dash. Try that out. Bang. This like jump up to the ceiling every time you complete a level is interesting to me. Like, I'm not quite sure what the point is, because I guess, like, you could potentially kill some things, but chances of you getting, like, a coin or something and killing it all in one swoop are pretty slim. So I wonder if it's just like a, hey, this is a fun way of showing that you're traveling to the next zone. Like, if that's the case, that's fine. It doesn't really work in a point system as far as I know, so yeah, I don't know. Not that I'm complaining either. I just thought it was an interesting choice. Whoop. Alright. Do the... Maybe I can only... I'm trying to figure out how to do that angle dash. Oof, oof, oof. Just had your audio click, maybe it's on loading? Well, sometimes I know the H6 gets kind of weird. It might have been because I was messing with it. There's food everywhere. That Tuck Company life. Dude, that is like... That's the good stuff. It's like the one reason I still enjoy working in an office surrounded by food and snacks constantly. Press different button in the air to do yeah, that's kind of what, like, I'm trying to put the joystick diagonally. And none of the other buttons. Maybe Chris just needs to learn how to not be a scrub. Although the worst thing about working in an office is being surrounded by things like energy drinks. That's how they get you. Oh yes, give me that life! Well, hopefully it hasn't been too stressful, kind of like kicking things into gear at Twitch. Hey Henry, if you hear that click, is it really loud? Like, does it hurt your ears? Because if it does, then I'll fiddle with some stuff and then come back. Because I want to make sure I'm not, like, blowing up people's eardrums. Oh no, oh no, oh no! That could have been better. It hurt me once. Oh. Here, have energy drinks so we can ask late night overnight. I mean, that's basically how it is at my job. Actually, no, it's not that bad. It's been like that at other studios I've worked at, though. Okay, well, I'll fiddle with the my audio input and see if I can get that click to go away. So I'll be right back. Does it, am I, here, I wonder if it's actually like, it might be actually showing me stream this. Streamlabs OBS is a little weird. Yep, definitely. Hey everyone. Okay, well I fiddled with it a little bit, so hopefully it should be better. Sometimes you just have to like reinitialize the H6, and it could be my audio interface, it could be OBS, it really could be a couple of things, but it only seems to pop up on occasion. Uh-oh, I broke Chris's stream and we aren't seeing anything past your webcam. Yeah, it's because the game doesn't have a non-full screen mode. Anytime I click out of the window, it just, everything disappears. It's a good note for when I make my own little indie titles. I don't know what I just did with that, but I'll accept that for what that was. But yeah, have options like windowed mode. It's good to have. And I kind of wish... Oh, I was a doofus. I kind of wish OBS would let you kind of tinker with the, kind of your layout while you're actually streaming on a different screen, but no such luck. That's okay. It's only in beta. I forgive it. Sorry for my lack of knowledge, but OBS is your screen recorder? Effectively, it stands for Open Broadcast Software, which is, it's just free broadcasting software, which is why it's very popular, but it's also not bad, so it's pretty solid. Oh, right when I get more health. Hey, I'm glad my stream elements actually worked. I just set that up last night. At some point, it'll be like, hey, join our Discord. And they're, oh, right, they have guns. I hope that coin doesn't disappear. I'm also terrified of this thing. I'm just gonna leave it alone and pretend it never was there. I'm a little concerned with there being 2 shopkeepers. I mean, full HP would be nice. Is he just there so that if I jump on him, I'll make him angry and then he'll kill me? Because he will do that. Oh, yeah, they're just enemies now? I think I should just avoid them. That's my inkling. Oh. Right, they can break through tiles. So this is really, I think, where this game starts shining, though. Like, this is where I start to have fun, because it's not so much about, like, routinely scoping through everything. It's more clever in its design, so there's a lot more to just pay attention to, and I really like that. Hello! Oh. Welcome to the stream. Oh, okay. Don't gotta worry about you. Just gonna ignore you guys. Oh. Way to go, Chris. I definitely almost just lost a heart right away. So if you don't know this game, this is Dig Dog. It's a little like roguelike platformer game. It's fun. Give me that gold. Bam. Okay. I'm gonna do this. Oh, okay. Everything worked out. Sometimes the bones spawn in just absolutely mean places, which I think is kind of funny. Oh, now he's gonna hop down here. Yeah! Oh. I made poor choices. Ooh, right. Well, I made a lot of mistakes anyway. It's probably for the best that I just start over. Oh, right, I can dig super fast if I want. I haven't been doing that just because I think for the most part you're more likely to kind of screw up. Although I wonder if that's good for if you're sort of trying to speedrun through this. I don't know if there's a timer or not, but there might be a timer if you beat it. Welcome, pull-up couch. Set aside your worries and enjoy your stay. In other words, sometimes the bones bone you. Henry, please leave. Alright, 4 coins. But is it worth it to go down there into that death pit? I'ma say, yeah, probably. I'm clever about this. Yeah! Bang! Oh man, I'm always worried that when they hit them, just gonna make him angry. Oh, I could get more HP, but I need 7 coins. That would be super nice though. Yeah, the 2 health limit in this game is very, intentionally mean. You get so accustomed to having 3, at least like a minimum of 3 hits per most games. I don't think I'm gonna find another gold. Womp womp. Unless, well, that's a risky spot. Should I? No, that's okay. It all worked out in the end. I'll just buy that heart later. Ah, well, take it easy. Thanks for hanging out, Darlene. Oop. Whoa, oh, that's just gold sitting down there. Okay, let's see. Angle dash, Buzz Pal. Let's see what that's all about. Does it just mean that I don't get hurt by buzz saws? They like to tease you with these power-ups. It's a pretty normal thing, I think, in most roguelikes to really not describe what these abilities or powers do. And I've definitely had conversations with other designers about, like, the perks or downsides of just kind of leaving things intentionally cryptic. And for the most part, I feel like it's generally not bad to at least give the player that information if they ask for it. So if, like, they wanted to drill deeper and kind of see, like, some submenu that explains some things, it's usually not bad. But at the same time, part of that mystery can be fun. That's kind of what made games like classic games like Toe Jam and Earl work, which that's one of my favorites, so I definitely shouldn't complain. Okay, full HP, reflect. Does reflect happen when I bark? What would it reflect? Maybe just projectiles. Oh. Well, I guess I'll get that full HP. Oh, whoa, boy. Well, or whoop. I'll play this smart. Ooh, get this guy. Get some good health. Yeah. Didn't need to buy that anyway. Is there any difference in the ground tiles and digging through them? You mean like... Any differences in the ground tiles and digging through them? You mean like these little stones? So I can't break through everything. I'm not sure what these little diamond-shaped things are, though. And I feel like they're traps, but maybe they're not. I think they kind of push you in a different direction depending on how you hit them. But that's all based on speculation from the couple of times I've done that. Ooh. What's that? Well, I do have 8 coins, so I could probably buy most things in here. Okay, power dash or magnet? Let's get that power dash. Oh! Oh, that's cool! Okay, so this allows me to break through things. Can't dig through them, though. Gotta use the dash. That's nice. That's super nice. It's a little risky sometimes, because it's sort of... You can't just, like, stop that dash halfway through. Alright. Yeah, I think there are some instances where coins appear in the dirt. Now that I've seen it happen a couple of times. When I was testing this out in my free time, I didn't see any of that happening, but it's totally possible that the game has been updated since then, because that was a little while ago that I tried this. So maybe that would be some of the intention of having the player burst through the ceiling like that when they get a level complete. Because that would mean that they'd always have the chance of at least hitting maybe one dirt tile with money in it. Which, that's not so bad in that case. Not that it was bad to begin with, but, you know. Like the solid ground and the stone-filled ones. You mean, like, digging through these? I don't think there's any difference, other than I just can't dig through them. Bam, okay. here. Okay, ledge grab. Ooh, that would be good for climbing. White spark. Yeah, I'm gonna get ledge grab. Let's see how this works. Doggo can climb. Oh, I've made poor choices. Except I haven't. Haha. Did I get the power dash too? Oh, I got the friend buzzsaw, which I'm still not quite sure. Wow, that was a silly mistake. Alright. Oh, 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 you can shoot through things. Haha, that changes everything. I'm just gonna go down. I am curious to see what the run through this game would look like if you just chose to ignore everything and just dig straight to the objective. I think if I have a hard time making it to level 4, I'll give that a try and see if it does sort of changes the experience. Because my worry with that is that, you know, it could make the challenges kind of like mundane and not really matter. But it also could be totally fine. That's probably the toughest design thing to work around in this, like, kind of way of maneuvering around in the environment. Oh, well, there goes a coin. Yeah, this power dash is nice, because it means I'm really never gonna get totally stuck anywhere. Oop. Oh, hey! That is the next level. Just kind of sitting outside of the dirt. Aw, yeah! Why's that guy shorter? Let's try warping there. At least to level 3. Oh, there is a 5th level. Okay, so there's more. I will say, the one nice thing is that the game doesn't hinder on whether or not you've... Oh, okay. I thought worse things would happen if you try to kill those guys. But maybe it's just the shopkeeper. Maybe he's just invincible. But yeah, it does feel like I can just jump in at any point and still do reasonably well. Like, the game doesn't hinder on whether or not you have those abilities. Sorry, I wanted to pull up the stream health just to make sure that I'm not lagging or anything. I trust you guys would tell me, but it's always good to keep my eye on it anyway. Hey. Being able to dig down on 2 tiles at the same time is kind of nice too. I feel like that's one of those things that probably just sort of naturally happened based on how things were coded. But it sort of allows you to kind of like finesse your movement enough to like have a little bit more strategy to maneuvering around enemies. Yeah, now I'm even more wondering why those shopkeeper looking dudes are even here. Oh, that's right, I can't break through things now. Oof. I don't have a power dash, and that makes me sad. Ooh. Oh, okay, so that looks like it blows up other tiles surrounding it, so that actually might not be a bad thing to utilize. Let's see what happens if I do it above. Oh yeah, look at that! Ha! That's kind of nice. Okay, White Spark, Angle Dash. I feel like neither of those are particularly useful, so I'll just save my money. Oh ho ho. Boop. Oh, this is a new guy. Repeat everything you did for the last 10 minutes. I missed it. Ah, I had a feeling that you were gone. I was like, it's awfully quiet. And there's one less viewer. I'm pretty sure Henry has disappeared. Uh-oh. You didn't miss much. I just kind of chatted a little bit of like, sort of some of the same stuff I was already saying about like the game's design. But I did figure out what these little diamond things do. Here, I'll show you. Bam, so they just clear out a space in a diamond formation, actually. So that's kind of nice. I guess if I'm lucky, I could utilize that to trigger a buzzsaw. Ah, phone call from your brother. That's a good reason to disappear. Just evolved into Chris Dev Play Game. I mean, pretty much. Just kind of like seeing if I can break down what's going on in the design is like my default state when it comes to playing games. I think that's why I have fun doing stuff like that on a stream or on a show like GDPG. Yeah, got that side dash. I almost wonder if maybe side dashing these guys is not good. Whoop. Oh, that's right, there is a combo system in this game. It's really easy to forget about because chances of getting any kind of combos are pretty slim. I actually don't know what they do either. I guess you could kind of like get a horde of enemies to follow you and then kind of rack up a combo that way. Oh, he jumps. But I don't know if it's worth anything. Okay. Not scared of you. Oh. Okay, that's not so bad. So I guess those guys are just kind of there to be put in not so easy to maneuver around kind of ways. Oh wow, didn't know I could do that. Oh, he got me. Oh, I look away for 1 second. Was that the next area though? Oh, it wasn't. Oh man. Oh, that's kind of mean. What you call it when Nathan rage quit on Unworthy. I remember that. Whoop. Oh, I wonder if that's what that was. Weird. The funny thing about Unworthy was that I was like, I could play this. This won't make me angry. Like, I'll just have a fun time with this. And he was just like, no, I want to play this. And then he got angry. I should stream that too. Unworthy's had a lot of updates since we played it on the show. Oh. Well, this is my life now. At least I have coins. Even if that's all I have. Oh, never mind. You popped when you died and were loading into the level select. Is it only happened twice? Like, or has it been consistently? I think it's a symptom of loading in games. It could be. If that is the case, though, that's problematic. That might mean I might have to actually use something other than Streamlabs OBS. Oop. Cause yeah, that's not a good sound that anyone wants to hear. But yeah, has it only happened those 2 times? I think maybe after I die next, I'll just restart the system and restart the stream in the hopes of that fixing it. Yeah, I don't know if I got anything from that combo. I mean, it's satisfying to get combos. That's about it, I think. Oh! Man. Okay, I'll restart everything quick in the hopes of it fixing that popping sound, so I'll be right back.